India is a very old land. It has a history that stretches back thousands of years. The country is vast and varied. It has high mountains in the north and long coastlines in the south. This land has seen many empires rise and fall. It has witnessed the birth of profound philosophies. Its story is a long journey through time. We will explore this remarkable journey together. India's culture is a rich tapestry woven with many different threads. People speak hundreds of languages here. Many religions find their home in India, including Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Islam, and Christianity. Each region has its own unique customs and traditions, yet there is a deep sense of unity. This unity in diversity is a hallmark of India. It makes the nation truly special. The idea of India is ancient. It is more than just a modern nation-state. It represents a continuous civilization that has given much to the world. Mathematics, philosophy, and spirituality have flourished here. Indian ideas traveled far and wide, influencing many other cultures across Asia and beyond. The legacy of this ancient land continues to shape the present. Its contributions are enduring. This essay will take you through India's long past. We will start with its earliest cities, which existed over 5,000 years ago. We will learn about great empires and see how different religions developed. We will then look at the arrival of European traders. Finally, we will see how India became a free nation. It is a story of resilience and change. The Indus Valley Civilization is one of the world's oldest. It began around 3300 BCE. This was a long time ago. Archaeologists discovered its ruins in the 1920s. Major cities included Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, located in present-day Pakistan and northwest India. This civilization flourished for many centuries. It was a contemporary of ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia. Its people were skilled and innovative. The cities of the Indus Valley were very well planned. They had straight streets laid out in a grid pattern. Houses were built with baked bricks, many with 2 or more stories, and even bathrooms and toilets. An amazing feature was the sophisticated drainage system. Covered drains ran along the streets. The Great Bath at Mohenjo-daro is a famous structure, likely used for ritual bathing. This shows advanced urban thinking. The people of the Indus Valley were farmers. They grew crops like wheat, barley, and cotton. They also domesticated animals such as cattle and buffalo. Trade was very important for their economy. They traded goods with distant lands, including Mesopotamia. Archaeologists have found Indus seals in Mesopotamian cities. These seals often had animal carvings and a form of writing. This script remains undeciphered to this day. The decline of the Indus Valley Civilization began around 1900 BCE. The exact reasons are still debated by historians. Some suggest climate change led to its downfall. Others point to shifts in river courses, like the drying of the Sarasvati River. Tectonic events or floods might also have played a role. Though the cities faded, some aspects of its culture may have survived. The Indus Valley Civilization remains a fascinating enigma. Its legacy is part of India's ancient heritage. Around 1500 BCE, new groups of people arrived in India. They are often called the Indo-Aryans, believed to have migrated from Central Asia. These were pastoral people, meaning they herded cattle. They gradually settled in the plains of northern India. Their arrival marked the beginning of a new era, known as the Vedic Age. It brought significant changes to the subcontinent's culture and society. The Aryans composed a large body of texts called the Vedas. These are the oldest scriptures of Hinduism. The Rig Veda is the earliest of the 4 Vedas. The others are the Samaveda, Yajurveda, and Atharva Veda. The Vedas contain hymns in praise of gods and goddesses. They also describe rituals, ceremonies, and philosophical ideas. For many centuries, these texts were passed down orally, memorized and chanted by priests with great care. The Vedic texts laid the foundations for many Hindu beliefs. Concepts like dharma, or duty and righteousness, became central. The ideas of karma, action and consequence, and samsara, the cycle of birth and rebirth, also developed. Elaborate fire sacrifices called yajnas were important rituals performed by Brahmin priests. They sought blessings from deities like Indra, Agni, and Varuna. These practices shaped early Hindu religious life deeply. During the Vedic period, society became more structured. A system of 4 social classes, or varnas, emerged. These were the Brahmins, priests and scholars, Kshatriyas, warriors and rulers, Vaishyas, merchants and farmers, and Shudras, laborers. Small tribal settlements called Janas grew into larger kingdoms known as Janapadas and later Mahajanapadas. These political units often fought with each other for power and resources. The 6th century BCE was a time of great intellectual ferment in India. Many people began to question existing religious practices. They were dissatisfied with complex Vedic rituals and the dominance of the Brahmin priests. This period saw the rise of Sramana movements, ascetic traditions that emphasized personal effort for spiritual liberation. Two of the most important Sramana traditions were Buddhism and Jainism. They offered new paths to understanding life. Siddhartha Gautama was born a prince. He later became known as the Buddha, meaning the enlightened one. He was deeply troubled by the suffering he saw in the world. He left his palace to seek answers. After years of meditation, he attained enlightenment. The Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths, which explain the nature of suffering and how to end it. He also taught the Eightfold Path, a guide to ethical conduct and mental discipline. His goal was nirvana, a state of liberation from suffering. Mahavira was another great teacher of this era. He is considered the 24th Tirthankara, or spiritual guide of Jainism. Mahavira also renounced his princely life. He practiced severe austerities for many years. He then achieved enlightenment and began teaching. Jainism places strong emphasis on ahimsa, or non-violence. This principle applies to all living beings. Other key Jain teachings include Anikantavada, the many-sidedness of reality, and aparigraha, non-attachment to possessions. Buddhism and Jainism quickly gained followers. Many people were attracted to their emphasis on ethics and non-violence. Kings and wealthy merchants patronized these new religions, helping them spread across India. Monasteries were established for monks and nuns. These religions made significant contributions to Indian philosophy. They also influenced art, literature, and architecture. Their teachings continue to inspire millions around the world today. They represent important spiritual streams from ancient India. Section 5. Imperial Unity and Dharma, the Mauryan Empire under Ashoka. In the 4th century BCE, the kingdom of Magadha became very powerful. It was located in eastern India. Chandragupta Maurya founded the Mauryan Empire around 322 BCE. He overthrew the Nanda dynasty. He was a brilliant military leader and administrator. His chief minister was Kautilya, also known as Chanakya. Kautilya wrote the Arthashastra. This famous treatise discusses statecraft, economic policy, and military strategy. The Mauryan Empire was India's first major empire. Chandragupta's grandson Ashoka became one of India's most famous rulers. Ashoka the Great ruled from about 268 BCE to 232 BCE. In his early reign, he expanded the empire further. He fought a brutal war to conquer Kalinga, a region on the east coast. The Kalinga War caused immense death and destruction. Ashoka was deeply moved by the suffering he witnessed. This event became a turning point in his life. He renounced warfare and sought a new path. After the Kalinga War, Ashoka embraced Buddhism. He adopted a policy called Dhamma, a Prakrit form of the Sanskrit word Dharma. Dhamma was based on principles of non-violence, tolerance, and respect for all. Ashoka wanted to rule his empire through moral persuasion. He promoted ethical behavior among his subjects. He also undertook many welfare measures. He built hospitals for people and animals. He planted trees and dug wells along roads for travelers. Ashoka spread his message of Dharma throughout his vast empire. He had his edicts inscribed on stone pillars and rocks. These inscriptions were written in local scripts and languages. This made them accessible to ordinary people. Ashoka also sent Buddhist missionaries to other countries. He sent them to Sri Lanka, Southeast Asia, and even to the West. This helped Buddhism become a world religion. After Ashoka's death, the Mauryan Empire gradually declined. However, his legacy of peace and compassion endures. Section 6. The classical apex. India's golden age under the Guptas. The Gupta Empire emerged around 320 CE. It ushered in a period often called India's golden age. This era lasted until about 550 CE. Prominent Gupta rulers included Chandragupta I, Samudragupta, and Chandragupta II. Chandragupta II was also known as Vikramaditya. The Guptas established a large and powerful empire in northern India. They provided political stability and encouraged economic prosperity. This environment allowed arts, sciences, and literature to flourish remarkably. This period witnessed significant advancements in science and mathematics. The great astronomer and mathematician Aryabhata lived during this time. He proposed that the Earth rotates on its axis. He also explained solar and lunar eclipses accurately. Aryabhata calculated the value of pi with remarkable precision. Indian mathematicians developed the decimal system. The concept of zero, a revolutionary idea, also originated in India. Ayurveda, the traditional Indian system of medicine, made great progress too. Literature and the arts reached new heights during the Gupta period. Sanskrit literature thrived. Kalidasa was the most famous poet and playwright of this era. His works like Shakuntala and Meghaduta are considered classics. The Puranas, important Hindu religious texts, were compiled in their present form. Classical Indian art and sculpture developed distinctive styles. Beautiful sculptures of gods and goddesses were created. Magnificent temples were built with intricate carvings, showcasing superb architectural skills. Great centers of learning like Nalanda University flourished. Nalanda attracted students and scholars from all over Asia. They came to study various subjects, including Buddhist philosophy, logic, and medicine. The Gupta rulers were generally tolerant of different religions. Hinduism was prominent, but Buddhism and Jainism also received support. The Chinese pilgrim Fa Hien visited India during this time. His writings provide valuable information about Gupta society. The Gupta Empire eventually declined due to internal weaknesses and foreign invasions. Section 7. Cross-currents of history, sultanates, and the Mughal splendor. Islam first came to India through Arab traders on the western coast. Later, from the 10th century onwards, Turkic and Afghan invaders arrived. In 1206 CE, the Delhi Sultanate was established. This marked the beginning of a long period of rule by sultans in northern India. Several dynasties ruled the Delhi Sultanate. These included the Slave, Khilji, Tughlaq, Sayyid, and Lodi dynasties. The Sultanate lasted for over 300 years, until 1526 CE. It brought significant political and cultural changes. The Delhi Sultanate had a lasting impact on Indian culture. A new Indo-Islamic style of architecture developed. It blended Indian and Islamic elements. Features like domes, arches, and minarets became common. Mosques, tombs, and forts were built in this style. The Qutb Minar in Delhi is a famous example. Sufism, a mystical branch of Islam, also gained popularity. Sufi saints preached love and devotion to God. They attracted followers from both Muslim and Hindu communities, fostering cultural exchange. In 1526, Babur, a descendant of Timur and Genghis Khan, invaded India. He defeated the last Lodi Sultan at the Battle of Panipat. This victory led to the foundation of the Mughal Empire. The Mughals ruled large parts of India for over 3 centuries. Akbar, Babur's grandson, was one of the greatest Mughal emperors. He was known for his policy of sul-i-kul, meaning universal peace or religious tolerance. He implemented important administrative reforms. He was also a great patron of art, culture, and learning. Mughal emperors were great builders. They left behind magnificent architectural marvels. The Taj Mahal in Agra is the most famous. It was built by Emperor Shah Jahan as a tomb for his wife Mumtaz Mahal. Other notable structures include the Red Fort in Delhi and Fatehpur Sikri. Mughal painting also reached a high level of excellence. The empire fostered a rich cultural synthesis. However, by the 18th century, the Mughal Empire began to decline. This was due to internal conflicts and external challenges. Section 8. The Colonial Shadow, British Ascendancy and Rule. European traders started arriving in India from the 16th century. The Portuguese were among the first. They were followed by the Dutch, the French, and the British. The British East India Company was formed in 1600. Initially, these companies were interested in trading spices, textiles, and other goods. They established trading posts called factories along the Indian coast. They competed fiercely with each other for control of trade routes and markets. This competition often led to conflicts. Over time, the British East India Company became more powerful. It began to interfere in local politics. It used its military strength to gain advantages. The Battle of Plassey in 1757 was a key turning point. The EIC defeated the Nawab of Bengal. Another important victory was the Battle of Buxar in 1764. These victories allowed the company to gain control over vast territories. It gradually transformed from a trading entity into a ruling power in India. Many Indian rulers lost their kingdoms. After the Indian uprising of 1857, the British government took direct control. The rule of the East India Company ended. India came under the British Crown. This period is known as the British Raj. British rule brought many changes. The economy was restructured to serve British interests. This led to the decline of traditional Indian industries. Resources and wealth were drained from India. However, the British also introduced Western education and new legal systems. They built railways and telegraph lines. British rule had a profound impact on Indian society. Some social reforms were introduced, such as the abolition of sati. However, many Indians felt oppressed and exploited. The British policies often created divisions within Indian society. There was growing discontent against foreign rule. This led to the rise of nationalist sentiments. Many small and large resistance movements occurred throughout the colonial period. The desire for freedom began to grow stronger among the Indian people. Section 9, Towards Freedom and a Modern Nation, Independence and Beyond. Indian nationalism grew steadily in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Educated Indians became more aware of their rights. They began to demand a greater say in governing their own country. The Indian National Congress was formed in 1885. It started as a platform for educated Indians to voice their grievances. Early nationalist leaders advocated for reforms within the British system. However, the demand for self-rule, or Swaraj, gradually gained momentum. This marked the beginning of an organized freedom struggle. Mahatma Gandhi emerged as the undisputed leader of India's freedom struggle. He returned to India from South Africa in 1915. Gandhi introduced new methods of protest. His philosophy was based on satyagraha, or truth force, and ahimsa, meaning non-violence. He believed in peaceful resistance to injustice. He led several mass movements. These included the non-cooperation movement, the civil disobedience movement, and the Quit India movement. Millions of ordinary Indians joined these struggles, making the freedom movement a truly national one. Many other leaders played crucial roles in the fight for independence. Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Subhas Chandra Bose, and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar were prominent figures. They inspired people and organized resistance across the country. The path to freedom was long and challenging. Indians faced repression and imprisonment. Finally, after decades of struggle, India achieved independence on 15th August 1947. However, independence came with the painful partition of the country. India was divided into India and Pakistan. After independence, India embarked on the task of nation building. It adopted a democratic constitution and became a republic. India is now the world's largest democracy. It has faced many challenges, including poverty and social inequality, yet it has made significant progress in various fields. These include economic development, science, technology, and education. India continues to balance its ancient traditions with modern aspirations. The resilience and enduring spirit of its people define this remarkable nation. Its journey through time is a testament to its strength and unity.